Welcome in tonight. A deeper look at the case of a Speedway man battling mental illness who died days after he was shot by police in February.
How could this happen? And what events led up to this deadly encounter that ended in tragedy? WRTV digital journalist Vic Reichert collaborated on this report for broadcast. Vic has spent weeks digging into the case of DR Gray and found months before his death, Gray was part of a pilot program for those with mental illness intertwined in the court system.
I'm in Speedway, where the police just shot my son.
In this Facebook Live video recorded on February 12th, Tanya Atkins questions why police shot her son, DR Gray. And today, she is still trying to cope with his loss and unravel the chain of events that led to that violent confrontation outside of her house between Speedway police officers and her son that would lead to Gray's death days later in an Indianapolis hospital.
They just shot him, won't nobody tell me nothing. Just got him laying in the middle of the street, won't tell me anything. This mental illness is no joke.
Atkins says her son suffered from schizophrenia, and his deadly encounter with police was uncalled for. She wants body camera footage of the incident released, but that's not all.
I just want there to be more help out there for the mentally ill. I really do. I want it to be more help.
WRTV has been digging into this officer-involved shooting for weeks and is delving into the role mental illness played. Going back to 2015, Gray had a history of hearing voices, muttering to himself, and having conversations with his sister who had passed away. He had even made threats against his mother. He ended up in the hospital receiving treatment and medication for his mental illness, but eventually, when the doctor stopped forcing Gray to take the drugs, he stopped taking the medicine, his mother told WRTV. In 2019, Gray ran into some trouble with the law after police say he tried setting a series of fires in West Side neighborhoods. Prosecutors in Marion County charged Gray with 17 counts of arson. After court-ordered psychological evaluations, a Marion County judge found Gray mentally incompetent to stand trial. Gray remained on house arrest until the inception of a new pilot program.
He wouldn't have been the first person I would have chosen for a community restoration program that's just getting off the ground.
Dr. George Parker is the former medical director for the Indiana Division of Mental Health and Addiction and one of two experts who evaluated Gray. Our Vic Reichert spoke with him and learned 1 month before his death, DR Gray was one of the first people placed in a new program for defendants declared incompetent to stand trial.
His placement in that program, obviously in retrospect, it worked out tragically badly, about as badly as any placement could ever work out.
Gray was one of the first people placed in Marion County's new community-based program that provided counseling and medication to help incompetent defendants regain their mental health. People accused of crimes can only be tried when they understand the charges and can assist their attorneys. Gray met with doctors and counselors during the 4 weeks he was in the program, but there was a problem.
He had a long history of not taking medication. He had very poor insight into his illness, which is not that unusual in people who have schizophrenia. It's considered one of the hallmarks of the illness, although it's not something that you can make a diagnosis on. So if he's not going to take medication, at least not easily, he's not going to be restored.
And Gray's success in this program hinged on him taking medication. The program was designed to fix a problem in the justice system. Defendants ruled incompetent to stand trial wait several months in jail with no treatment before a bed opens up at the Logansport State Hospital, where treatments cost taxpayers $800 a day. The program would get defendants treatment in the community almost immediately, saving money and months of trial delays that clog court dockets and crowd jails. For DR Gray, Dr. Parker believes he was misplaced in a program that was just too new. Parker wrote, Gray should be given an injection of antipsychotic drugs. But this new program in Marion County is not set up to force people to take medicine, according to the state.
Excuse me. One more word. Was he running or was he in my car?
He was running from us, and then he drew a firearm. Got him shot.
On the night Gray was shot, police were responding to a call about a man defecating in a parking lot. Court records say as police approached Gray, he ran away. Police say Gray showed a weapon, but the police reports have been unclear. A special prosecutor and Indiana State Police are now investigating whether officers on the scene knew Gray had a mental illness. Well, today a mother is mourning the loss of her son who is in the program. The program's future is in limbo, and defendants ruled incompetent to stand trial continue to take up jail space without any treatment while they wait for a space in the state hospital. Our Vic Reichert delves deeper into Gray's history in the mental health system, and he speaks with judges who explain the limitations of this kind of pilot program despite the best intentions. Read more of our in-depth report at WRTV.com and on the WRTV app.